Good evening, everybody. It is your boy, Agent Wolf PL, coming back to you with another video. Now, unlike my standard sword training and sword teaching, this one's focusing on a bit of a more pressing issue that's happened over the week. This occurred over Steam. And I want to talk a bit about this issue. The first underlying notion, the problem it represents, and why this particular set of games was targeted. The first problem being that a group of pedos, being Collective Shout, if you want to deny or dispute this, I dare you to try. There's plenty of evidence from thousands of YouTubers and other reviewers far larger than myself that have pointed out their defending of a certain film called Cuties. So keep that in mind before you decide to try and defend them. A group of Collective Shout from Australia pressured a multi-trillion-dollar company known as Visa and MasterCard into pressuring Steam to release a new ULA that removed a massive amount of games with the phrase may. Now, I, unlike the others, have a very poor set of editing skills, which will allow me to splice those images into this video. But if you wish to cite or look up the validity of what I have just said, you can just simply type it into the YouTube bar and you will find plenty of YouTubers, talkers, and other reviewers such as Chibi Reviews, Hypnotic Gaming, Hypnotic, Water C32, and other larger YouTubers who have gone over this before me. Now, the main problem, after 2 minutes of talking, this is targeting not safe for work games. That's not the main problem. That'll be part of why it's a problem. Because these not safe for work games, even though despite some of them are very explicit and extreme, they are legal. Now, if you understand the term legal, then you should understand by consumer rights, I as a consumer, or anyone else as a consumer, can legally purchase this legal game, even though it is an adult game, from any platform as long as it is legal. And these games are still, in fact, by law, legal. Alright? Now, this puts the problem up. Companies like Visa and MasterCard have now shown the ability to absolutely deny whatever legal purchase you make with the hard-earned money you earned legally, and they can just deny it. On top of this, many players and many Steam goers have lost access to games that were adult. And this is a big problem, a massive red flag, a massive oh shit moment. Because the moment you cannot legally purchase something that is legal to buy with money that you legally earned, that is a massive fucking problem. It underlies a whole problem. Now, the second reason I pointed out, why did they go after the adult games? Well, simple. They went after the adult games because who in their right mind is going to go into a town hall and bring this up and say, listen, this fucking ban, this fucking censorship on not safe for work in adult games is really messed up. And that's the problem right there. It's used as a silencing technique. Because it is awkward, it immediately paints you in a bad light, and it fucking is social suicide. Unfortunately, I don't give a shit about my social status. Not an inch about it. Because I fucking don't care. Alright? I don't live for the approval of others. I'm the biggest asshole on YouTube. I shit you not. I am probably the biggest asshole. It's probably why my subscriber count will go up. Because I'm a dick. But the fact remains, they went after a not safe for work games because going after a not safe for work games makes it a lot easier to push this in, to push this censorship through, simply because it's hard to defend. But the problem is, if you have more than 2 collective brain cells, which luckily I have 3, maybe 4, you can look at the underlying problem being that it is a denial of legal purchases with legal money for a legal product, which is by federal law, no card or card holder, no person like Visa or MasterCard can deny that legal purchase according to Visa themselves. And how do they review this? By complaints. Collective Shout, again, a very despicable and disreputable group, has been proven 1,000 times over. If they want to come after me, I will simply reach out and hopefully get help. And if not, I do have the money to fight. So, a group from Australia got 1,000 signatures. 1,000 signatures, whether they be real or fake, and pressured a multi-trillion-dollar Visa and MasterCard company into pressuring Steam. Let me explain this. Visa and MasterCard were not bullied into this. They wanted this. Because this is a conspiracy theory. Because as this was going on, Chippy Reviews brought up a bill that has been Congress has been trying to get passed multiple times. It's been shot down multiple times. And if you followed this topic, you understand about UK. Congress attempted to produce the S-1748 Kids Online Safety Act. Now, can you guess why they named it the Kids Online Safety Act? Because it's simple. Oh, you don't want to protect children. That's the argument used to shut it down. It's a Trojan horse. Just like Chippy says, it's a Trojan horse. At first, on the surface, like the banning on Steam, where it got rid of No Mercy, I absolutely despise that game. It's fucking gross. It's grotesque. But it's still, regardless, legal. If you like it, I see you as a degenerate, but you are legally able to buy a legal product with the legal money you earned. Though my view on you is still going to be that you are very degenerated and a little bit messed up in the head. But other than that, you can purchase it. Because again, legal product, legal currency, you're a fucking adult. And, alright? So back to it. And they used No Mercy as the silver lining to say, oh, that's a big W. That's not a big W, that's a big problem. Because, like this bill, 1748, it's using a silver lining, a false narrative, to push a much deeper and problematic situation onto the American populace. This doesn't just affect Gooners. This will eventually, if not stopped soon, will affect the whole of the United fucking States. Imagine your card gets declined because it's considered suspicious or may not condone guidelines on perhaps maybe your mother's life support, your father's life support, maybe your little sister who needed that treatment. You think that's not possible? It is. Look back in history. This shit has happened before. Marxism, socialism, communism. Shall I go down the political genres in the past that have done this? I don't think I have to, because I feel like anyone who does watch this will understand the importance of what I'm saying. Even if it is dislodged, dismembered, and all choppy, it still gets to the point. They are using a Trojan fucking horse in technical terms and computer cybersecurity speak to infiltrate the infrastructure, and censor and control everything. This bill can lead to the limitation of what you can and can't watch, what you can and can't say, which infringes on the First Amendment. Freedom of speech, yeah, there's a reason we had the right to bear arms as the Second Amendment. And guess what? They've been trying to hit that pretty hard too, but that's besides the point. Freedom of speech, guess what? Gone. Just like that. Oh, it's offensive. It doesn't go with our narrative. Congrats, you no longer have internet. Congrats. Like in China, social credit, you can no longer get a job. You think that ain't how it works? Look up Mao Zedong. He is a Chinese MMA fighter who has to sign ridiculous contracts. That's what we're looking at right now. Shimonetta, that weird fucking slide adult anime, semi-adult, non-adult anime, was a bit of a forewarning. This censorship doesn't stop at Gooner Games. They went for Gooner Games because it's hard to argue and hard to defend. Luckily, a lot of people have signed a shitload of petitions, but I made a statement on a YouTube thing, $5 to all these people whining, will just sit there and do nothing. And that, if it does pass, they'll roll over and take it. And unfortunately, for one of these users, they said $10. I was the same way. Sadly, again, I don't care about my social credit or my social image. I went to town hall and defended it. I contacted my local senator and my state congressman and tried to defend ourselves. Tried to make this a point. Don't let this pass. And on top of it, I'm making a video about it and putting it onto a platform with billions of viewers that may or may not see it. Do something. Anyways, that wasn't to you. That was to that one person that decided to call me out. But this isn't just because you called me out. This is actually an issue that needs to be looked at. Okay. The 1748 Kids Online Safety Act, it is not for the kids. Alright, the first few, okay, it looks good, looks like it's for the kids. Then you get to the deeper part, and then you start, if you have any understanding of vocabulary, you start realizing it's about control, surveillance, and absolute blackout to the public. Alright, it is an absolute control of information. Alright, we've been fighting this for decades at this point. And this isn't just a left and right. There is both sides in the background, the people controlling these parties, unifying to try to push this forward. It needs to be stopped. We need to stop it at Steam. We need to stop it in Congress. We need to stop this from even hitting the floor or going past the floor. Alright? It's a problem that needs to be addressed. And a lot of higher YouTubers, a lot of bigger YouTubers than myself have already addressed it. But I will still make the point as, if a card company starts determining what you can and cannot buy legally, that is legal, and with the money that you legally earned, that is a problem. Alright? These card companies need to be held accountable for this horseshit. And to have to be forced to pay, alright, a fee to all the gamers that have lost control of those games. And I guarantee you, with all the people that buy, we're easily looking at a couple million. Because that's what they've done. They have turned off and denied a service that was legally purchased and was on a legal platform and was legal to be purchased from a consumer who legally bought it. That is a crime. It's actually a really big crime. I don't know which fucking crime, because I'm not a fucking lawyer, But I'm sure someone on this fucking godforsaken shit of a platform will find out what it is. Or find something similar to it, but the point stands, it's a crime. And I don't think it's just a state crime, I think it's on a federal level. Alright? The censorship needs to be stopped. Because it doesn't stop at Gooner games. It goes further. If they get Gooners, guess what? Your FPS is next on the chopping block, buddies. That means Doom will get hit almost immediately. Because Feminist's been trying to get rid of that for a while. Warhammer's fucked. Halo will definitely be gone next because of Cortana, Halo 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Just boop, 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 gone. Helldivers. Yeah, that'll be hit too. Trust me, it will be hit if it doesn't stop at the Gooner, because it's not stopping at the Gooner games. If we don't stop it there, if we don't shut this damn thing down, all your entertainment's going to pop. And once the games are done, it's going to move on to the TV series, shows, movies, entertainment. All of a sudden now are now being told what you can and cannot buy to watch on your home system. And if this bill gets passed, guess what? There's going to be something called a time limit. Imagine if you only get 10 minutes a day of internet and TV access for the whole day. That's a potential that can happen. Yeah, that is a very big potential that can happen. You see the problem? You see what's being painted here? You see the issue here, Mr. Krabs? Can you picture the issue at all? Because if you can't, you're kind of fucking stupid. And I'll call you stupid because that's what you are. You either live under a rock or you are a corporate whore. One of the two. There ain't no in between. Either you're retarded or you're a corporate idiot. Alright? So I made this 17-minute video. Even if it's botchy as hell, the point still gets made. Anyone who has a brain can understand and connect the dots of what's being said and understand how to formulate what the point is and how this is a problem. I want to raise awareness, and everybody who watches this should make a video and raise awareness. This needs to be stopped. It doesn't stop at the Gooner games. It doesn't stop on just a couple internet shuts down. It doesn't stop at just video games. It will, if allowed, go further. Do not give them an inch. As a quote stated, if you give these fuckers an inch, they will take a motherfucking mile. And there was a Marxist or a communist that said, one day, America will not accept socialism or communism outright. But if we slowly trickle it in through their system, their schools, their programs, their media, one day America will wake up to a socialist regime. I don't know who said it, but I'm pretty sure you can just type the words in and you'll find out who said it or who quoted it. Alright? It is time for us, the consumer, who's been speaking very softly, to now remind these big-ass corporations we also carry the big stick. That big stick meaning their funding. I guarantee if every fucking person on this that has a Visa or MasterCard decides, you know what, because of your bullshit, we're swapping people, and they start losing billions of dollars, they'll start to get their act together because money talks. There needs to be ramification. We've been living in a society where people say shit, but there's no consequence to it. Alright? These big corporations are saying shit and censoring the crap out of us, but us, the populace, are just fucking taking it. There needs to be an action. There needs to be a movement. People need to start making this way more aware. I don't care if you don't have 1 million followers. I don't care if you have 1 follower or subscriber. Make a video, and for the love of God, post it. Look up all the shit that's happening at this moment. Make it aware. Bring awareness. Stand up. Who the fuck cares about who the fuck cares about social image at this point? This is way bigger than social image. This is keeping your rights safe from a tyrannical corporation. And I know that's a fucking double entendre, but I am emphasizing this needs to be brought up massively. You need to be contacting your state representatives, your congressmen, your senators. You need to be making videos, if at all possible, to bring awareness to this massive fucking issue that is in front of us, that all the older generations are like, oh, we don't care, we got our phones, we're on the internet, it's not gonna bother us, it'll blow over. Yeah, and then when it hits them, it's like, why didn't you stop it? Oh no! That's how this goes. If you are being a sleeper, get your fucking ass up and do something. Just do something. Okay? It don't take much effort to dial something on the phone and say, yo, Senator, don't let this new bill pass. Man, yo, sign up on that form. There's like 12 different fucking polls going on and forms being filled out over the internet that are petitioning the ban on Steam. This is called get your asses in gear, people, and do something before something happens. Because if that something happens, we're going to be living in the 1980s. No, that's not a joke. Where you are told what you can and can't say, what you can and can't do, what you can and can't buy, what you can and can't think, who you have to support. You know, certain things that were banned and legally removed and deemed illegal for those certain aspects. Alright? Get your asses in gear. I've already laid out my principle and problem. I've already painted the picture for what the problem is. I painted out why this is a problem. I have painted out why it's being used specifically to push this agenda. Alright? It's time to get your shit straight. It's time to get your asses up. It's time for you to do something. I don't give a fuck. Alright? We need to stop this. Alright? There's a time not to give a fuck and a time to give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about social opinion, but I do give a fuck about my rights as a human being and what I am allowed to purchase as an adult with adult money that I earned in my adult fucking job. Alright? You should be too, because it will affect you eventually. And it's not 20 years down the line eventually. It's probably a couple months eventually if it gets through. That's how fast this shit is moving. It is moving fast. So please, sign protests, do whatever you can to stop the censoring of Steam, to shut down Collective Shout, and also contact your local states and congressmen and senators and your state representatives to stop the fucking 1748 Kids Online Safety Act, because it is anything but protecting the kids. After reading it all the way thoroughly, it is far more harmful to children than it is protective. I've only read what has been released about it. They are intentionally hiding the rest, because the rest is going to be pretty bad. So get out there, do something. Thank you. Till next video.